On or shortly after the 4th of March 1918, the USS Cyclops, a Proteus-class ship built for the United States Navy, disappeared off the face of the Earth in the area known as the Bermuda Triangle. The ship and her crew of 306 simply vanished. Even now it remains the single largest loss of life in US naval history, not involving direct combat. As this incident happened during World War I, the theory was that she had either been captured or sunk, possibly by a German U-boat. They thought this as the Cyclops was carrying 10,800 long tons of manganese ore used to produce munitions. The German government have continually denied all knowledge of the ship's whereabouts in the years that have followed World War I. Officially, the Naval History and Heritage Command has stated that she probably sank in an unexpected storm, but the true and ultimate cause of the ship's fate is unknown. On the 10th of March 1918, the day after the ship was thought to have been sighted, weather reports indicated that a violent storm swept through the Virginia Cape area. It is believed that a combination of bad weather, the ship being overloaded, and engine troubles led to the Cyclops sinking. No satisfactory accounts for her disappearance have ever really been put forward, even though they have continued to put theories forward. In an extremely strange coincidence, the Cyclops' two sister ships, the Proteus and Nereus, also vanished in the North Atlantic during World War II. Much like their sister, both ships were transporting heavy ores similar to those the Cyclops carried on her final fateful voyage. Like the Cyclops, theories have been raised that their loss was the result of things ranging from catastrophic structural failure to bizarre mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. In 1915, when the war was a year old, a coalition of British, Australian and New Zealand troops were deployed at Gallipoli on the Dardanelles in Turkey with a mission to take the Turks out of the war. The Royal Norfolk Regiment was part of the coalition, 250 soldiers and 16 officers. This fighting group was composed of servants, grooms and gardeners from the British royal family estate at Sandringham in Norfolk. On August 12, 1915, when the Royal Norfolk Regiment was ordered to advance against the Turks, the skies were full of enemy fire. The troops were hungry, tired, thirsty and sick. This led to a very bad mistake. They took the wrong turn getting separated from the larger 163rd Brigade they were a part of. They realised their mistake, but they continued to advance against the Kavak Tepe Ridge despite having no support or reinforcements. They were gunned down by machine gun fire and picked off by snipers, both on the ridge and up in the trees. Despite this, the Norfolk Regiment pressed forward, through all the blood and bullets, actually pushing back the enemy towards the forest, which was by then engulfed in flames from the artillery fire. Beauchamp on the Norfolk continued to charge into the burning forest and would vanish into history, never to be seen again. It is the image of these brave men pressing on through the smoke and the trees that raises the lost Royal Norfolk Regiment into immortality. Most believe the men were captured by Turkish forces and became prisoners of war. Through the duration and even after the war, the British government inquired with the Turkish government as to the whereabouts of the Royal Norfolk Regiment, but the Turkish continuously denied any knowledge of them. The infamous Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen, was a German fighter pilot and widely renowned as the greatest flying ace of the Great War, with an official 80 air combat victories. The Baron was shot down and killed near Amiens on the 21st of April 1918. So who exactly was it that took out the greatest fighter pilot of the era? Well, that is the question that people are continuing to ask. At the time, the Royal Air Force credited Roy Brown with the kill, although it is now widely accepted that the bullet that killed him came from the ground. The bullet that killed von Richthofen went in at his right armpit and came out near his left nipple. The shot came from behind, above and to the left of him. Brown's claims to have shot down von Richthofen was immediately contested by the Australians because von Richthofen had flown at a very low height directly over their lines and had been fired on by Australian anti-aircraft machine gunners, as well as by many Australian soldiers. So many now believe that Sergeant Popkin, an Australian Vickers machine gunner, was responsible for shooting down von Richthofen, and that Captain Brown had not fired the fatal shot. Now, if you think that it's all sorted, well, you'd be wrong. Popkin said that von Richthofen had flown at him straight on, but the shot had come from the left, so could that really have been him? In 2002, a documentary was made naming gunner W.J. Snowy Evans as the actual shooter. Evans was a Lewis machine gunner assigned to the 53rd Battery, 14th Field Artillery Brigade, Royal Australian Artillery Forces. Miller and the PBS dismissed this claim because of the angle from which Evans fired at von Richthofen. Other sources have suggested that gunner Robert Bowie, who was also from the 53rd Battery, is the soldier to have scored that fatal shot. There is very little support for this claim. In 2007, a municipality in Sydney recognised Bowie as the man who shot down the Red Baron, placing a plaque near Bowie's former home. Bowie, who passed away in 1964, has never been officially recognised in any other way. So, who do you think killed the Red Baron? If you're a treasure hunter, then I have no doubt you've heard of the lost treasure of the Tsars Gold. Debaters have varying opinions of what exactly happened and where the treasure is located. What facts are known are these. At the height of the Russian Civil War, the White Army named Admiral Alexander Vasilievich Kolchak as the supreme ruler of the Russian state. His crowning as the anti-communist leader was backed by a large portion of the Russian government gold reserves, which the White Army transported from Kazan to Omsk. The gold was estimated to be worth 650 million rubles, $2.8 million, by the bank in Omsk. Following Kolchak's defeat in 1921, the gold was returned to the government. An inventory found bullions missing with an estimated value of 400 million rubles, $12.8 million. So, what exactly did happen to all the gold that wasn't accounted for? Well, according to an Estonian soldier named Karl Purok, who served in Kolchak's army in a Siberian regiment, they unloaded the gold at Tagra train station near the town of Kemerovo and buried it nearby. In 1941, the NKVD, the Soviet secret police, located Purok and ordered him to travel with investigators to locate the Siberian stash. Despite numerous excavations and attempts, they were never able to locate the stash. Is it still out there, waiting to be claimed by one lucky treasure hunter? I'd certainly like to know.